Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy, the Mad Kiger, and up here today, guys, I'm going to be sharing with you my opinions on a certain game that I recently acquired. Now, if you follow me on Twitter and Instagram, you probably already know what it is, but before I talk about that, I just thought I'd show off some extra stuff that I got. Picked up Little Dragon's Calf on PS4. It looks like a pretty sort of Harvest Moon-esque style game, quite cutesy. You run a calf, you have a dragon. Um, what more can I say, right? But yeah, I did some trade-ins, and then I got a couple of DVDs. I mostly got these also from my son, but I did pick up Toy Story 4. Yeah, grew up watching Toy Story, seen all of them, just haven't watched this one yet, so had to get the fourth one. I couldn't believe I didn't actually have this, all four Wallace and Gromit movies on thing. Yeah, there's only four Wallace and Gromit cartoons apart from the movie, and these are sort of like, you know, the 23-minute, you know, episode, like shorts as you call them, short movies. Loved Wallace and Gromit growing up, of course. You know, childhood right here, right? But yeah, I couldn't believe I didn't have this. And then I picked up the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, another movie that I couldn't believe I didn't have, right? But on to the main feature. I don't want this video to go on for too long. It's going to be a pretty short video by most standards. But I recently picked up Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the new one. Now, it's been, what? How many years since I actually brought a Call of Duty game day one? I always seem to have the new Call of Duty games, normally because my mate buys them and game share and stuff like that. I always end up having them, I just don't buy them myself. So I traded stuff in to get this, and I've got to say, I finished the campaign today, and I'm playing a bit of Spec Ops at the moment, and I've got to say, it feels weird to say that I've actually brought a Call of Duty game. Well, trading stuff in, but let's just go. Let's just say, you know, I got it, brought it. I've always liked the Modern Warfare series. You know, I always did enjoy playing them. Now, this game, the reason I brought this Call of Duty, or got this Call of Duty, is because it is something new. While you're playing it, it does sort of, yes, it's still Modern Warfare, and it feels familiar, but there's a lot of the things that have been changed about this game that makes it feel like you're not necessarily playing a Call of Duty game, but you are. If you know what I mean, play the Modern Warfare 3, then play this game, and you know exactly what I mean. Now, for those of you who don't know Call of Duty, since Modern Warfare, the original Modern Warfare came out, the format for Call of Duty has been the same all the way through. Now, yes, they changed things, add new weapons, you know, maps and new abilities like jumping off walls, jetpacks, all of that stuff, right? That's been experimented on over the years. But this is the first time in nearly 10 years, yeah, over 10 years, that they've actually changed the format for Call of Duty, and it shows. I've got to say, the campaign was spectacular. It was amazing. I won't give anything away because I don't really want to give too much away. But what I really like about this game is that they try something new with the campaign. It still feels like you are playing a Call of Duty game, like Modern Warfare. But because of the little tweak they made, there's a lot of parts in the campaign where you sort of, you know, it's all about taking your shots. You're in like houses and things, and you have to sort of be quick on the trigger, trying to give it a more realistic feel. And there's a lot of very mature things in this game. It shows like the side of war that we don't normally see when it comes to, you know, what we don't normally see. You know, the carnage, the civilian casualties, the kids being killed, all of that stuff. Now, if you are offended quite easily, don't play the campaign. It's simple as that, because it is quite gruesome. Not necessarily in the most violent way, you know, bodies being blown up and gore fest. Not a gore violent sort of way, but a realistic violence that actually does happen, you know, out in the Middle East, and has happened before in war, and will continue to happen, unfortunately. But I like that, you know, Activision and Infinity Ward just went, you know what, we're not pulling any punches with the campaign. We want to give people, you know, you've asked for something realistic, you've asked for something different. We're giving you that realistic side of war. And yeah, there's some cool features with I haven't actually played the multiplayer online yet, and I might not play that for a while. I'm still playing the Spec Ops, but yeah, I've got to say that it's hard to explain it without actually playing it, or at least showing you gameplay footage of it. So maybe I might do a gameplay footage video at some point if you want to see it, and sort of I can sort of break it down. But the best way to sort of explain it is like I said, play one of the older Call of Duty Modern Warfare games, then play this one. Some people have sort of said it's gone to sort of like a Battlefield style. I think that's because the multiplayer has like ground war and things. You've got tanks and stuff, which is cool, right? Because it's something new in Call of Duty style. Now, like I said, I haven't given a shit about any Call of Duty game since World at War and the original Modern Warfare games. I don't dislike Call of Duty. I enjoy the Call of Duty games, and I've always enjoyed the campaigns. I wouldn't say pay 50 quid for this just for the campaign. I wouldn't suggest doing that. I mainly got it because I did also want a PlayStation 4 multiplayer game that I can actually play some multiplayer and stuff. Because I don't play a lot of multiplayer games, but I did want something on PlayStation 4, and I thought this is a newish game. And so there are some cool little features. What I will say, like, is a more realistic setting. So like, it sort of takes a little bit from Rainbow Six Siege, you know, where you can sort of, you know, do that, you know, lean and stuff, but you don't lean, you mount your weapon on walls, which also, you know, so gives you a better tactical advantage, but also sort of reduces recoil with your gun. And I do like that. It gives it a much more realistic feel to the game. As for the Spec Ops mode, I'll tell you what I know at the moment. I'm going to try Survival out in a minute. That's why I got the PS4 version, because Survival. So you have Spec Ops mission mode, which is pretty cool, because if you played the old Call of Duty Spec Ops, it was literally, there was a set few missions, and it was like maybe a 2-3 minute mission, like survive here for a couple of minutes, or get to the end, or stealth. And I did like those missions, I really did, mainly because you could do them co-op. But in this game, it's changed the Spec Ops, and I'm not too sure whether I like it or not. Basically, you basically have like a big map, an area, and you sort of have each Spec Ops mission. There's 4 at the moment, and they're sort of like 4-player. You've got classes, so like you can, you know, each class, like, got medic, you've got demolitions, each with their like ultimate ability almost. So it does sort of take from the old sort of the last couple of Call of Duty games with this specialist style thing, but in the co-op way, it actually worked. I think that worked really well, and it is 4-player. I will say it's very challenging. It's not easy. So I wouldn't suggest. You're probably not going to get the best benefit from Spec Ops if you don't have someone else to play it with. Which is why I'm trying to get my friend to get this fucking game on PS4. But if you have got some friends to play it with, Spec Ops is a pretty fun co-op mode. It also has classic Spec Ops, which at the moment is just sort of like a survival for a couple of like sort of like the older ones, right? And I think they change it every so often. I think that's what they're doing with it, is sort of replayability, you know. Which is pretty cool. And then of course Survival, which I'm just going to try out in a minute. But yeah, as for the multiplayer, I can't really say too much about the multiplayer. Some people say that it is pretty good. Some people say that I don't like it as much. It's much slower. Yeah, I will say this game is a little bit on the slower side, actually. It's not as fast paced as the older Call of Duty games, which some people might not like, but I like that Activision have finally changed the format. They've changed what made the Call of Duty games so, you know, I don't know, there's just something about this game. And like I said, it's not that easy to explain it unless you actually sit down and play it for yourself. I really do like... I really am saying that do I like a Call of Duty game? Yes, I like this game. It is very reminiscent of the older Modern Warfare games, but gives us something new to experience, which I think a lot of people agree with me that Call of Duty needed this change for a while. It's nothing drastic, right? Like, you know, you're like when you put it in, you'll go, oh, I'm not playing Call of Duty anymore, I'm playing something completely different. You still feel like you're playing a Call of Duty game, but it's different enough to be its own sort of thing. And I really hope, if this is the new format for Call of Duty, because when I say the new format, so like you have the older Call of Duty games like 1, 2 and 3, which had the same sort of format, and then, you know, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 4 had the same sort of gameplay format, and now this game sort of put a new format out there, which I hope continues on through the future. You know, it would be pretty cool to see you know, zombies and stuff in the future with Black Ops 4, or maybe another World War II Call of Duty game have this sort of style to it, and this sort of gameplay format. And like I said, I am doing a pretty bad job of explaining it, but if you play the game, you know what I mean. Like I said, the campaign was really good. It was definitely something. It was definitely something that I thought had the right amount of change. I don't know. It was something of its own that you can't really I don't know. You can't really explain the campaign without giving too much about it, which I don't want to, because it is worth playing through. And yeah, I'm gonna just leave it there. Sorry if I've sort of rushed this video. I just wanted to give you my sort of first impressions on Call of Duty, and to be honest, I've got to say, I really did enjoy this game. The campaign I thought was really well done, and I think I hope Activision continue Call of Duty like this. Try to give us something new each year instead of reskinning the last game, because it is, you know, the last few games have just been reskins. The guns play the same, the game is still the same, it just changes a few things and goes, oh, here you go, it's a new game. So I'm gonna say that this Call of Duty is worth the money if you like Call of Duty and you want something new. If you've never played a Call of Duty games for the last few years, you've skipped out on all the Call of Duty games, play this one. That's all I'm going to say. So this game gets a big thumbs up from me, which is saying something, because you know me, I'm not a big Call of Duty fan. I don't love the multiplayer. I don't care about Call of Duty. But this game is where it's at. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed today's little video, feel free to leave a like, and of course, comment below, let me know, have you got Call of Duty Modern Warfare? What was your opinions on it? Have you played the campaign? Explain what you felt by it. I felt pretty, I thought it was pretty good, definitely, and I think we are getting campaign DLC in the future. So will I even buy the season pass this year? I think I might. If it's got campaign DLC, then definitely we'll be checking out the DLC. And of course, feel free to subscribe if you haven't already, and join the family. And as always, have a nice day, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, and bye bye.